Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids! It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Monday, August 25. In Squiz Kids Today, frozen trees and koala conservation. Vampire bats love to cuddle. Sydney's big wet and astro-turfing. Plus, a big week for K-pop demon hunters. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
Here's a question for you to kick off the week. What do frozen trees and koala breeding programs have in common? They're both at the forefront of efforts revealed this week to conserve some of our most iconic and important native species. Scientists last week revealed that they had developed techniques to freeze one of our native tree species, which is under threat from an introduced invasive species. Invasive species, as their name suggests, when it comes to plants, are plants that have been introduced to the Australian environment from other countries and are now threatening to overtake the native species. That's what's going on with the Gossia gonoclada, also known as the angle-stemmed myrtle tree, which is native to Australia, but of which there are only 380 specimens left. It's under threat from an introduced fungal disease called myrtle rust, which is a fungus that grows on myrtle trees and can kill them. But now, through a process called cryopreservation, scientists have worked out how to freeze healthy myrtle trees so that they can be defrosted in the future and brought back to life to ensure that the species survives. It's just like Han Solo in Return of the Jedi. And yes, I know that shows my age. And in other excellent preservation news, a wild koala breeding program on the New South Wales North Coast is showing equally promising results, with news at the weekend that 6 joeys have been born as part of the program, representing a 100% success rate. Joeys is the name we give to baby koalas. And that's good news because a recent New South Wales government report found that unless population decline was halted, koalas in New South Wales would be extinct by 2050. And nobody wants that. And if you're keen to learn more about invasive species, we have an excellent Squiz Kids shortcut podcast just for that. I've linked to it in today's episode notes.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Central America, which is part of the Americas between North America and South America, and takes in countries like Mexico and Guatemala and Costa Rica, and is also home to the false vampire bat. Now, vampire bats are exactly what they sound like, bats that drink the blood of other animals. They attach themselves to cows, horses, any warm-blooded animal really, and they suck their blood. Ew. False vampire bats are cousins to the vampire bat. They don't suck blood, but they are carnivorous, which means that they are meat eaters, hunting everything from insects to birds. Photos of the little critters are, as you'd expect, pretty fearsome, with their sharp fanged teeth and big ears. But proving that you should never judge a book by its cover, scientists have this week discovered that false vampire bats are actually big old softies. New video has emerged of the bats in their caves, showing how much they like to cuddle each other, often greeting one another with a big winged hug, and even forming what scientists call cuddle balls, which is where the entire family get together and hug it out, wings wrapped lovingly around each other. Can I get a great big aww? And yes, I've stuck video of the cuddling bats in today's episode notes.
Pop Culture Corner.
From bats to demon hunters. It's that kind of a podcast this morning. And yes, of course, I'm talking about the best sort of demon hunters. K-pop demon hunters. And the exciting news that's coming out of one of the most streamed and ludicrously popular movies on Netflix right now. Demon Hunter fans were already out in force at the weekend as cinemas all over Australia held special sing-along screenings of the animated film. And now there's rumours that Netflix is looking to make not one, but 2 sequels and a live-action remake of the original, plus a stage musical. That's 4 extra helpings of Rumi, Mira, Zoe and Ginu, plus of course the Saja boys. Meanwhile, here in Australia, the K-pop Demon Hunters movie soundtrack continues to smash chart records. This week it became the biggest animated movie soundtrack since the charts launched in 1983, beating Trolls and even, yes, are you sitting down for this? Frozen. Let it go, Elsa. Let it go.
Sport time!
Do you live in Sydney? And do you play a weekend sport? Have your games been cancelled for the past few weeks because of the rain? Well, no great surprise, because Sydney has just had the wettest August in 27 years. And that has forced councils all over the city to close sports fields on weekends, meaning thousands of Aussie kids who are supposed to be out there kicking footies or throwing netballs have been stuck inside, no doubt driving their parents mad with all that pent-up energy. Well, we all know how getting outside and running around and playing team sports is good for us, for our bodies as well as for our brains. And that's why many councils in Sydney are now starting to think about swapping out the grass fields for artificial turf. It's really common in the Northern Hemisphere to play winter sports on artificial turf, whether it's rugby or soccer or netball, and that's because in lots of countries like England and France, they get a lot of wet weekends in winter. But I guess the question is, what about the mud? Isn't getting soaking wet and covered in mud one of the best bits of a winter sport? I'll leave you to discuss that amongst yourselves.
Squiz Kids salutes.
Today we pause to give a special Squiz Kids salute to the adults in our lives who helped us with our Book Week costumes last week. If you're near that adult now, or you see them later today, make sure you give them a Squiz Kids salute and a great big Squiz Kids hug, because pulling off Book Week costumes is not easy. And while you're at it, don't forget to check out the Squiz Kids Instagram page for a gallery of some of the best darn tootin' Book Week costumes we've ever seen, sent in by so many of you, showing what a clever, creative bunch you are. We'll be judging the best ones later this week, so keep listening to find out who's won the book packs.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What name do we give to baby koalas? Did you say Joey's? You would be correct. Question number 2. Which animated movie soundtrack has just beaten Elsa's Frozen to become the biggest selling in Australia? Yeah, that's right, it's K-pop Demon Hunters. Question number 3. What have scientists discovered false vampire bats like to do? Yeah, they like to cuddle, or I'll also accept hug. I'll always accept a hug.
Shout-outs.
It's Monday, August 25. Today marks the launch of National Youth Parliament, a chance for Aussie kids aged 16 to 17 to travel to Canberra and learn how our system of government works. Prob's a little bit too old for you lot, but we're going to keep an eye on it and keep you informed about it because, as we always say here on Squiz Kids, it's your country, you should know how it works. Today is also a special day for these Squiz Kids, celebrating a birthday today and tomorrow. Scarlett from Springvale, Ollie from Albury, Hamish from Sandringham, and Jenna from Exeter. And belated birthday shout-outs go to Caitlin from Beaconsfield, Carl from Yeppoon, and Pratik from Brisbane. And classroom shout-outs today go to all the students at St Luke's Catholic College in Marsden Park, Class 4 White with Mrs Fedema at St Thomas's Primary School in Camp Hill, and Class 6R with Mrs Roy at St Stephen's College in Upper Coomera. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. We'll be back again tomorrow with a special Squiz the World episode as we visit the exotic Himalayan kingdom of Bhutan. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.